What's cracking, stacking, and happening? You're tuned into episode 50 of the Goose Egg Sports Podcast, the only podcast that's worth its weight in 2 quarters. I'm Matt, a.k.a. Marcus Dumb, and I'm joined by the greatest co-host on the planet, Jerrod, a.k.a. Mr. Burned Nashville to the ground.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing left of there.
I feel bad for that city. As well as Carson, a.k.a. the best investor of the bear market. Carson, first and foremost, congratulations on the comeback. We talked about it in the last episode. You put yourself into, I wouldn't say you put yourself into a hole, but you got loopholed a little bit by Bovada.
Yep. Hey, thank you. I'm appreciate getting the jump back on here. Bovada tossed me a bone and I ran with it a little bit.
Took it and ran.
Yeah.
You went, I think you were telling me on Saturday, you literally won, you went 5-0.
Yep. So Saturday I went 5 for 5 on 5 triple-digit bets. And Saturday was a big night, and then kind of boosted me into Sunday, which was kind of the finishing touches on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Friday was even huge because we talked on Thursday when it was just you and I in the pod. We talked about how the Warriors need to go smaller, maybe take Draymond out in crunch minutes. And of course, our TikTok audience, being the loving 12-year-olds they are, they all said it was an L take, all that stuff. But that's what they ended up doing at the end of that game 5 or game 4.
Yep. At the end of the game, they ended up putting in the same 5 as we talked about on Thursday. And I remember putting that on the Instagram story and tagging Goose Egg Pod on it.
Oh, yeah. We did it. And lo and behold, it actually worked for them. Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk that?
Yeah. I'm not saying we know what we're talking about, but a little more than the people of TikTok like to give me credit for. Yeah. I think they just see my face, and at this point, they just say terrible take.
They just think the Lions when they see you.
I think so, too. They just assume it's bad. What have you been seeing in the series since that game 4? Because it just seems like, to me, the Celtics are just falling apart right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, Warriors took 2 games in a row now. Tonight, they head into Boston for game 6. TD Garden, Dave Portnoy is going to be rocking, most likely.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to probably, sitting courtside.
Backs against the wall game.
Yeah, elimination game. Celtics got their back up against the wall. And the key is, I think, for tonight is not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
So I was looking at it, and the Celtics have lost the 3 games they've lost. They've all had 16 turnovers or more. They're 1-7 in the playoffs, and when they turn the ball over 16 times. So I think if they can take care of the ball and then not beat themselves, that I think home court advantage will, surpass them into a game 7.
It's been weird. I've noticed they've been doing a lot more of flopping too. Marcus Smart especially. There was one really noticeable one where he flopped and
Marcus
laid
Smart
there.
or Jordan Poole.
Both.
Jordan Poole had
the really bad
famous one last game.
But Marcus Smart had a really bad one where he stopped and just sat there, and then Clay kind of looked around. There was no one there, and he just drained a 27-footer. But yeah, I agree. It's been the turnovers. It's been just Boston beating themselves, because I don't know how you hold Steph to 0 for 8 from 3 and still lose that game.
Yep.
To me, that just feels like you're beating yourself 100%.
Yeah. I mean, they took Steph out of the game, and then they're face guarding him, and then you can't help off Clay. So then that opens up driving lanes for Andrew Wiggins to slice and dice the defense and go off for 26 points as he did.
Yeah. It's weird. Do you guys think Steph will end up with Finals MVP if they win tonight, or do you think it'll go to a role player? Because right now, I think you could make the argument both ways.
I could see Clay getting it.
He is famous for the game 6. So what if he goes for 40 tonight?
Right. And then plus he's been hurt for the last decade or whatever.
He does have the narrative.
Right. The narrative's beautiful for that one.
I think Steph would still get it, barring a crazy Clay game. I think Wiggins would probably be my pick for second.
But I feel like Curry always has these bad games in the finals.
A little bit.
Where he goes ice cold for 2 games and then has a decent game. He's just a very up and down player.
I think so. I think he had that giant game 4 that would help. And I do think there is that narrative of toss Steph Curry a bone for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. I do love how role players just really turn it the fuck on whenever it's the finals.
Yeah, that's great.
Andrew Wiggins or the Andre Iguodala. But that also could be a testament that Curry's just getting other guys involved too.
Yeah, Celtics took him out of the game, and Wiggins, stepped up and, kind of carried him in game 5. So that's kind of cool to see those role players come up in certain finals games like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, I think the Celtics are going to win tonight because Tatum is usually really good when facing elimination. I'm sure he's texted and DM'd Kobe's old number a million times at this point.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I don't. And then he wore the same practice outfit or whatever.
Oh, man.
It's just, I don't know. I still just can't get past it. It's a weird look for me.
Yeah.
Whatever gets you motivated, I guess.
But Yeah, what if someone like gets that new number and just texts back? It just kind of ruins the illusion for you a little bit.
New phone, who dis?
Exactly. I think, I just can't imagine the Celtics have a worse fourth quarter than they've had these last two games. So that's why I think they win. Plus, I think, like what you said, the Garden's going to be rocking tonight. Yep. I think this goes to 7, but I think the Warriors take it in 7.
Yeah, I'd like to see 7 games in this series.
Yeah. And then there's going to be a lot of swear words at the Garden tonight, too. The crowd will be swearing a lot.
And then I wonder if Draymond will fire back with like its classless behavior.
Yeah, we
might get the first time.
Might get a Malice at the Palace tonight.
You think a fist fight?
I think there'll definitely be
Portnoy versus Draymond Green,
something like that. But there'll definitely be words exchanged by somebody to someone.
Yeah, probably at most maybe just some heavily strong language used.
I bet we get a technical tonight somewhere.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know
There's
who.
2 last game.
Yeah.
Was there? Oh yeah, there was.
Marcus Smart got one.
Yep.
Not very smart.
Marcus dumb.
Not very
dumb.
smart.
The jokes write themselves with Marcus Smart.
Oh yeah, he just has an unfortunate name. You guys both think Warriors in 7, or where are you guys leaning?
I think it ends tonight.
Really? You think Warriors take it tonight?
I think it's gonna end tonight. I just have that feeling Steph's gonna come back firing.
Yeah. We could still get that Game 6 Klay Thompson game too.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's like.
Think he's watching highlights for tonight?
I would. If you had that much like Game 6 momentum built up, and then the last time they had a Game 6, it was against the Mavs. He posted that Instagram story that was so cool.
Yep.
You did like Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, then a picture of him in Game 6.
If you guys are facing elimination, what would be your go-to like warm up song, like to get you jacked up?
Maybe like some like 2010 like Lil Wayne, like maybe some Steady Mobbin'.
Okay.
To me, that feels a little bit too much just like a regular season game. Like I need to hype myself up. If it's something like that, I need something epic. Like I might do like a Lord of the Rings soundtrack type situation, or
We Will Rock You.
Well, Kobe said that would not do We Will Rock You. I think that's the corniest song ever. But Kobe said the only pregame music he ever listened to was the Halloween soundtrack, like the Michael Myers Halloween.
Interesting.
That would have been so old. Like the thousands of games he played.
Well, that's definitely Jason Tatum's. That's what he's listening to.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. He's got like a Kobe playlist set up.
All the Halloween download to his phone.
Pretty much. What would yours be?
Probably that Fort Minor song, 10% low.
Oh.
No, I don't know.
I can see Jerrod listening to that back in Napoleon.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
I don't know. Probably Slipknot or something. I don't know. Some heavy metal.
Yeah.
I'm not a good basketball player, so it probably wouldn't help me anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I need something to calm me down, if anything, for a Game 7 or an elimination.
Oh, in the
game.
air tonight, Phil Collins. There you go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I would just do like classical, just like, because I'm sure my heart would be racing already. So I think I would need to be calmed down.
Need some
personally.
Jack Johnson.
And also I would be on the bench. So I'd probably just be listening to a podcast of some sort. Listen,
maybe
to
throw on the
NPR.
Goose Gambles podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I might throw my own podcast on.
All things considered.
Yeah, exactly. I bet there's some player out there who is listening to, like, I bet Andrew Luck listened to podcasts pregame.
I'm sure he bought architecture or something.
Yeah, just to get smarter.
Or LeBron, like reading books.
Yeah.
Before playoff games.
Reading Hunger Games to chapter 2.
No, not even. He just reads the foreword and he ends it.
Or his Malcolm X book.
Yeah, I still need LeBron to open up a book club. I think that would...
It'd be easy. You don't have to read 2 pages.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The LeBron James
I would
book
love
club. You
that.
skim the front cover and the back cover and then go to Spark Notes.
That actually would be the best book club for me possible.
Absolutely.
Because I just don't read books. I like books, but I can't read them.
Yeah, well.
But like can't read like the words in them, or
Yeah, both.
Oh,
yeah.
Just struggles with them.
Well, we can work on that, Jerrod. You
Yeah.
just gotta ask.
I like picture books. Those
We
are
gotta get
great.
you into audiobooks.
Yeah, I like
There you go.
big pictures in mine. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm a big picture guy.
100%. So you think Curry MVP if they win it tonight?
I think Clay. I don't know.
You just like that narrative?
I think the narrative's there.
I think
it's a
Clay
better
would have to have a
story.
huge game tonight to
Yeah.
take it.
It also would be funny seeing Clay at Disneyland or Disney World.
That would be hilarious.
So, I
the
kinda
memes
have-
there would
Maybe
write
he would just
itself.
send fake Klay Thompson over there.
Yeah.
Well, he is banned from Golden State now for life.
But not Disney World, I don't think.
That's true. That's true. Who needs
shows
to
up.
go to the Bay Area when he could just go to Disney World
Oh,
instead?
you gotta wear that big hoodie and the heat.
Giant.
It's kind of his only
headband
way
now.
getting by is when he puts the big hoodie on.
I think Boston said they're inviting him to the game tonight to
Really?
like troll Golden State.
Oh, that'd be money.
Great idea.
I wonder if he's gonna flip that quickly to become a Celtics fan.
I would.
It's kind of like when Ragnar left the Vikings to be a Packers fan.
Yeah, it's a identical scenario.
Pretty much. I just don't know if you can throw away years of loyalty like that just after one bad game. But I guess getting banned for life is pretty.
They gotta lift that.
To be fair with Ragnar, he asked for way too much money.
Do you know what he asked for?
It's like $250,000, I think.
Good for him. Just to be the mascot, just to
Yeah.
blow the horn and run around.
Yeah, on his motorcycle. He's got to grow that beard too. That's a lot of maintenance.
Oh yeah, and he's got to be like sleeveless. The Metrodome was freezing cold.
That is true. It was like 68 degrees in there.
Yeah, you don't know how hard Ragnar's life was. Wonder what he's doing now.
I think he's a principal actually. Or
No
was.
way.
Swear to God, I saw a documentary on it.
They did a whole documentary.
Well, it
on
was like a little
Ragnar.
like news documentary, NFL films thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was actually like a high school principal or elementary principal, one of the two.
Wonder if he's getting paid $250,000 to do that.
Probably not. Plus, this guy works Sundays.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a whole monkey wrench.
Yeah, exactly. Good for him, though. All right, cool. Well, we'll let you get back to the grind, Carson. Thanks for coming back on. Congrats again on the win.
All right, boys. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll have you on more and more as we get into football season. We'll see if this one goes to 7. I think it will.
I hope it does as well, Jerrod. I got Celtics tonight, so fuck your prediction.
I also have
That's all
Celtics
good.
today.
That's all good.
All right, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
All right, before we go to the NFL, I want to play a quick NBA related game. with
Okay,
you.
I'm ready.
So I've been doing some research for a video I was doing, and I happened to stumble across Steph Curry's high school GPA, and it surprised me a little bit. So I wanted to go through. I've got a couple NBA players' GPAs. I want you to guess what they were, and I'll tell you what they actually were.
Shoot.
So start off with Steph Curry. What was his high school GPA?
High school GPA.
This is like upon graduation.
3.8.
2.5.
No shit.
Not a great student.
Well, the thing about pro athletes in high school is that they're away from the classroom a lot.
Yes.
So they're probably just like crunching for homework on the school bus or whatever.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, away games. You're just driving back. Like you're just using street lights as like your lights.
Or like you're like kneeling like on, like I don't know how to describe this, but like you're kneeling on the
floor
of the bus,
facing the bench.
and you're using the bench as like a table.
I honestly think away game bus trips were the worst possible vibes of all time. I hated them so much.
It'd be like a Tuesday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're getting home at 11 and you still have like a huge project you have to do that
Oh,
night,
yeah.
and you have like your non-athlete friends like in the group are like texting you like, hey, why isn't this done yet?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I just embarrassed myself in a JV game, and now I gotta go home and now I have to go home and fucking write about Alexander the Great or something like that. And there's always the girl who hates sports, who makes it a point to like make a big scene. Like, why haven't you done this yet? Like your sports shouldn't like take precedent over our schoolwork. There was always that girl just like, and she like, yeah, would just make a point of just belittling you.
Or like going back to books, I would have like to do a book report
Yep.
and I have to like bullshit my way because I only read like half the book, but you have to like do a whole book report on it.
And there's always the English teachers too that hated sports just as much.
Yep.
So they would always make a point again of like just belittle. And it was like, the thing was like, I wasn't even a jock myself. If anything, I fit in more with the nerds. But I was just someone who just happened into the jock lifestyle because my dad was a coach.
You were like in the worst possible spot, not jock enough and
Yeah,
not nerdy enough.
went and embarrassed myself at the game, dropped 3 passes. My parents drove all the way out to Rapid City, 6-hour trip just to watch me drop 3 passes. I'm fighting tears in the bus, just wondering if all of this is worth it. And then I'm trying to cram some homework at the same time. I honestly can't think of a worse time.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
sweaty because you, or at least I was a little sweaty because at least up until my senior year, I was never brave enough to shower in front of the guys.
Oh yeah.
So
I think it was worse in the winter than like basketball
I never had to do too many long road trips for basketball.
because basketball was like in North Dakota it was very very cold,
The wind howling on the bus.
and the heat would work in some spots of the bus and not others. So you're
But the
just
good
freezing.
players got to sit where the heat was.
Yeah, and you always had to dress nice for these fucking basketball games.
Yeah, quarter
I
zips,
never understood that.
khaki pants.
You never had to do that for football or any other sport, but basketball. Oh, you have to wear a tie.
Yeah,
You have to wear a collared shirt.
suddenly
and khakis.
suddenly it's a gentleman's game for no fucking reason.
I never understood why you have to dress nice for
Yeah,
it.
football you just have to wear your jersey just to like show you're on the team or whatever.
And you barely even have to do that.
No.
Yeah, it's jeans and a jersey. That's all you have to wear.
I never envied the basketball players for that. They always had to wear like church clothes.
No, and I hated that because it was like freezing cold, and I didn't want to wear khakis.
Yeah,
And I hated the way khakis looked back then. I still do.
that is so true. So we got to give Steph a little bit of a pass there. How about the king himself? What do you think LeBron James' high school GPA was?
I'm gonna guess 3.2.
No, he started off with a 3.9 his first quarter, But then after that, he fell to a 2.8.
Ooh.
But I think by that point, he knew he was he out of everyone had no he knew he was going to the league.
Right. Yeah. And the probably teachers gave him a break because they're like, okay, well, we'll give him 10 extra points.
Because he was also playing football at a very high level too.
Right. He could have been tight end in the NFL.
100%.
Yeah. It's probably one of those things that, he was obviously the toast of the school.
Exactly.
So the teachers probably gave him a break.
I mean, he had ESPN showing up to his games at that point. I think he knew he was going to the NBA.
And that the teacher doesn't want to be that teacher that makes him like academically ineligible.
I bet he did have one teacher that was like that.
Maybe. I don't know. He went to a private school, so who knows?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was still surprised by Steph with a 2.5. How about JaVale McGee?
I'm going to say 3.4.
3.4? 4.5.
No shit. You can get a 4.5.
Apparently, wherever he went, you can.
Huh.
Because it's so funny because on the court, he's known as like one of the dumber players. There's
bonehead moves.
Yeah, there's YouTube compilations of JaVale McGee dumbass plays. But off the court, he's really smart. He's a DJ now, I think.
DJ, wow.
I'm pretty sure he like mixes his own music and stuff like that.
Good to know.
Okay, what about Shaq?
Louisiana. I'm gonna say 3.1.
Louisiana. What do you mean by that?
Well, Louisiana. It's like one of the least educated spots in the country.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 3.1.
3.0. Pretty close.
Okay.
How about Ben Simmons?
I guess 3.2.
1.8.
What?
Yeah, he was very much destined for the league, and apparently he acted like it.
How does that work?
I don't get it. I don't know what Ben Simmons enjoys to do.
Because if you have to be a D1 athlete, you have to like have a certain standard of.
Well, he
like
was in Australia, so I wonder if that is the reason.
Okay.
Yeah, he went from Australia to LSU, played half a year at LSU, didn't play his rookie year. I just don't know what he enjoys to do. Game, I guess.
I don't know if he likes gaming though either. He probably
he doesn't stream anymore. I guess now he doesn't stream for obvious reasons because he would just get
roasted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Apparently he's doing a partnership with Ferrari. All right, I got a few more for you. Russell Westbrook.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to guess 2.9.
3.9.
Oh.
Yeah, very close to a 4.0.
Okay.
Surprised me a little bit because I just never think of him as I always just think of like their on the court intelligence or like their reputation as a player.
Right. And it's like the opposite, really.
Yeah. He's always considered like just very headstrong, head down,
right.
Go out and do whatever.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But, yeah. All right. A few more for you. Kyrie Irving. Also, would have been a nightmare as a teacher to have Kyrie Irving as a student.
He's a big brain student.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to guess 2.5 because teachers probably didn't love him so much.
3.5 apparently. Because I don't think he like got like his awakened moment until like after LeBron.
Well, the whole flat earth thing is dumb as hell. So that's what I was assuming.
I kind of assumed he was like, the C student who usually did well in tests that like bumped him up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But he was for sure the one who was asking like, why do we need to learn this?
And he's got like his arms folded.
Sitting in the back of the class.
This is stupid.
Exactly. Teach us about stuff that actually matters. Like, I don't know how to be a millionaire.
Like, what's the shape of the world?
All right. I had one more. Oh, yeah. Last one for you. Kevin Durant.
Only thing I know about Kevin Durant when he was younger, he couldn't bench 185.
Yep. That's very famous.
So he wasn't hitting the gym. So I'm going to assume he was hitting the books. 3.6.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, 3.6. He started off really low at like it said like he started at a 1.8, but he had a bunch of like friends and like the community kind of helped him get to a 3.6.
So they did his homework for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a polite way of saying he had some tutors that were very hands-on as in give me the pencil and I will fill this in for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know somebody that got their GED and they didn't do a single thing for their GED.
Yeah.
So it's probably like one of those things.
That. Yeah, I think if you put Kevin Durant in front of a test book right now, he would not thrive.
He's doing fine though.
Oh, he's made quite the career for himself.
See, it just proves that school is not quite everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Not quite.
I was just so shocked. I was so shocked by the Steph one that I just had to do some digging. So I spent a good hour looking into GPAs.
What was your GPA?
In high school? I think in college it was a 3.23.
Look at you.
In high school, my parents are both teachers. In high school, I think it was a 3.89. I don't
Wow.
remember high school. College, I remember 3.23 though.
I don't remember high school.
Yeah.
What was mine? Well, I was a really bad student from like freshman, sophomore year. Like a lot of D's on my report.
It's hard to bounce back if you have like one bad year.
Right. But like my junior, senior year, I was always on the honor roll. So it was like a 3.2 in high school.
Oh, so you turned your act around.
I got better as school went on,
Yeah.
which is kind of the opposite, I think. But
No, I think that was the case for me. That was the case for me in college for sure. Because like once you actually get into your major,
oh yeah, same.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in high school, I think it's just a matter of like, oh shit, colleges are watching. They're looking at my permanent record, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Also, permanent records don't exist, right? That's just something people use.
I think it's a scare tactic.
Yeah, I don't think they actually exist.
I don't even know what a permanent record looks like.
I've never seen one. I don't know where mine is right now. But yeah, you'd always just get like that thrown around like, oh, even if you did bad on this test, it's gonna show up on your permanent record. Because like you like whenever like I'd tell my parents like, oh, I have 100 in this class, like I could not take this final and still get an A, and they'd be like, nope, it's gonna show up on your permanent record,
Oh,
so you have
definitely
to
a scare
do it.
tactic.
Yeah, so 100% a scare tactic.
It's like you apply for a job, you're like, where's your permanent record?
Fuck. I think it's with my birth certificate, my social security card. We make some calls.
Looks like you skipped on your last test and
I got a speeding ticket.
and you got a speed ticket.
Just a very random assortment of things on your permanent record.
Huh. Looks like you showed up late to prom.
What's that all
What's that all about?
Traffic, I swear.
Yeah. Huh. I don't think you're going to get this job at Best Buy.
I did get the job, though. I did get the job. I did not keep the job.
I got it, but I didn't keep it.
Yeah. All right. Shifting into the NFL. The only real NFL news right now is Lamar Jackson is betting on himself. He showed up to minicamp, but he's non-committal on if he'll show up to training camp. He's in the middle of a contract renegotiation right now, and it doesn't sound like the Ravens are too willing to give him that supermax money. You think Lamar Jackson's a supermax guy?
I don't know. It's a tough one.
I mean, who are you going to take over Lamar Jackson besides like the obvious guys? But at the same time, I get the hesitation.
Right. And then, I mean, Huntley's not a great quarterback, but he can definitely, he's serviceable for sure in that offense. So I don't know. Definitely not. He shouldn't be the highest paid. Like, he should be like the highest paid running back in the league.
Don't do that.
But I mean, that's.
I know what you're saying.
Right.
Yes.
I think he should definitely be that. But quarterback money, I don't know. If there's like more guarantees or like incentives in the contract for like 40 passing touchdowns, shit like that, I think that's much more doable to like have a high ceiling but lower guaranteed money, if that makes sense.
It's also, I also still just feel like, and like maybe if we're just keep saying it, it's just never going to happen. But like I still feel like one injury could change his career completely.
Oh yeah,
and it's crazy that we haven't had that injury yet, because we've been kind of saying that his whole career, like, oh, wait till he gets popped once and then he'll stop running around. But he just hasn't been popped yet.
Right, and you fear for him the RG3 situation.
Exactly.
Like,
and I think that's why his agent's going to want guaranteed money.
That's true.
Rather than an incentive thing.
Oof, I would hate to negotiate that one.
I think it might be a messier negotiation than we think.
But it is good that he's there. I mean, that's a good sign at mandatory.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. But I don't know. Do you think he's on the Ravens in 2 years? I think he's the next quarterback. Him or Kyler Murray, I think, is the next quarterback to like move teams.
I think Kyler before Lamar for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. Because Kyler, I don't know if Kyler did show up or not. I haven't been super plugged in.
I haven't looked at his Twitch in the recent days.
Yeah, exactly. So. He's appeared offline on Twitch for the past few days, so I'm assuming he's there. But
well, when the new Madden comes out, he'll be a little occupied. But
yeah,
he probably has the beta version right now.
Oh yeah,
playing that.
He's probably testing it for Madden.
He's probably the one on TikTok posting like the Madden 23 clips.
I've been getting those too. Like, here's what I've noticed when playing the beta for Madden 23. He just changed his careers completely. He's like, there's a lot of TikTok money in streaming and stuff like that. So he just starts posting like he can take over Restore the Roar for me.
Yeah, we'll bring him on board here.
Yeah, we honestly should. But yeah, Lamar, it's tricky. I agree. I think he probably deserves really high quarterback money.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like he's been a model citizen. He's been huge for that community. He's probably, in terms of like wins since he's come into the league, he's probably won more games than almost any quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And definitely Super Bowl potential with that team.
Yeah. Because how are you going to uproot that team now? They're probably top 3 favorite in the AFC to win the Super Bowl.
And that offense is literally built around Lamar.
I know. They've already gone this far.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might as well like go all in on him.
I would say $32 million a year is pretty fair.
Okay.
Doesn't really make him quite the highest paid, but I think that's fair.
Puts him in that top 5 still.
Obviously, his agent would probably disagree with that. But
Yeah, his agent's going to be going for gold for sure.
Mm-hmm. Of course he will.
But they also, like, it's going to be a tough year for him. They don't have a lot of receiving talent.
Yeah, it's messy. I don't know. I think I could see him making a run, though, too. They got to run the ball a lot.
Yeah, but that's no news to them.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with them.
Yeah.
I'm cheering them on. They're my second favorite team.
Yeah, but that's just because they have the same color scheme as the Vikings.
So
you don't have to change your clothes ever.
Well, yeah.
And they're NFC North, AFC North. There's a lot of comparisons there.
Lamar has a little more swag than Kirk Cousins, and they're both number 8.
I was just gonna say that. Basically the same guy.
Well, I mean, Kirk Cousins has as much as swag as Lamar. So.
No, not really.
Yeah.
But that's the only real NFL news. Should we continue our series of previewing NFL teams?
Sure, let's do it.
Let's do it. We missed last week because you were gone at the honky tonks.
Mm-hmm.
Were they sick?
Yeah, I was sick. It's funny in Nashville, like people like there's nobody in Nashville that's from Nashville.
No, I don't know where the locals hang out.
Right.
They definitely don't go to Broadway.
No, definitely not. And it's funny, like every person we talked to in Nashville, they always brought up like how sober they are.
No, and they weren't.
Well, it's like we don't bring it up, but like they'll bring it up. Like, oh, I've been sober for like last two months or whatever. It's like, all right, cool, dude.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're like very insecure about how much they drink.
I felt that when I lived there for a month, like towards the end there, I was like, I've usually never been the guy who's like, oh, I need to take a break from drinking or whatever. But like those last few weeks in Nashville, I was very like self-aware of it just because that's like all there is to do.
Right. And yeah, it was just funny, like, because around in, these parts,
yeah,
everyone drinks all the time.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily a good thing. but
it's just what we do.
It's just what we do. But it's just funny, like they would almost open with that for like how the last time they had a drink.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Matt, 2 weeks sober.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Like, all right, cool, dude.
I think it's just because you were probably there for like business reasons and they probably wanted to be like taken seriously as like a business person rather than just like someone else who's just like drunk and wasting another Saturday.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if it was like a culture shock to me or whatever it was, but I don't know.
That's very interesting. I've never noticed that, or at least I didn't notice that when I was there, but that's probably, I'm sure it's just like something they're proud of too. Yeah. Because I'm sure everyone there, like whenever you have a friend come to visit, it must be hell. Must be just like warfare for them.
It's like, oh God, I gotta get
like, all right,
3 nights in a row.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. That's how it felt for me. Like whenever we had friends visit, I'm like, all right, just preparing for war.
Yeah, and then it was very humid, very hot.
Yeah,
but it's a beautiful town. I like it a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, so NFL preview has nothing to do with Nashville. We'll start off.
It's not the Titans today either.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been a perfect segue. But 2 kind of shitty teams today. First off, let's do
kind of shitty.
Yeah, I actually have them both at 4-13 at my predictions. We'll start off with the Chicago Bears. What do you think happens with the Chicago Bears this year?
So the first thing I saw when I was researching the Bears, Justin Fields said, I was either today or yesterday, right now we're not ready for the season.
Oh.
Which, to be fair, most teams probably are not ready for the season.
But to have that little confidence.
Yeah.
Because usually you'd say something like, we'll figure it out. Like, we could go out and play tomorrow. I'm ready to go. But to have that bad of a mini camp where you're like, we're just not ready.
Yeah. And they just lack a lot of talent right now, too. I mean, they do have talent, but it's just...
No, they're full on rebuild, I think.
Like, all their good talent's like B-tier talent. It's not like A-tier talent. You can maybe argue, I don't know.
I think the one player you could say is...
Roquan's very good.
Roquan and David Montgomery are the 2 A players. And David Montgomery's even, I'm thinking, more fantasy than actual talent.
True. Yeah, Roquan's definitely elite. But that, other than that, maybe Fields. But I mean, we were yet to see Fields break out.
I think Justin Fields is fucked. I think
this year, yeah.
I think, that offensive line sucks. Receivers suck.
They lost Akeem Hicks and they lost Khalil Mack.
Yeah, they're 2 best defensive players outside of Roquan.
They got Eddie Jackson, but I mean, that defense it's could be a lot of growing pains this year for the Bears.
Yeah, they hired a defensive coordinator as a coach, which isn't necessarily a bad move, but it's not going to help Fields at all.
No, yeah, pretty much not. Better than Nagy, though, I'm assuming.
I mean, Nagy, the last 2 years, they were 26th and 24th on total offense. And they were 6th in total defense last year, so that core is still good, but holy fuck. Like, it doesn't get much worse than Nagy. But they hired the Packers QB coach as their OC, Luke Getski.
Some insider knowledge there. Good move, Bears.
Yeah, smart, but they're gonna have to be fucking creative to get some first downs. I think they're gonna be doing a lot of like read options.
I could see Fields getting hurt just because he has to put the team on his back.
I know. I think so too. I would not be surprised if they have to like shut him down.
I don't want him to see him get hurt because he's a great player and he's fun to watch. But I think it's just like all the stars are aligning for like, oh God, he's gonna get hit a lot this year. He's gonna be scrambling a lot this year. I kind of see this as a situation where he's benched by Thanksgiving, just like protect him. They're like, we're not competing. You've like shown, you're like, we'll at least stick with you for another year, but we just got to get you out of here. They'll throw in like fucking Andy Dalton or someone just get clobbered. The martyr.
Is there anything worse than being that guy when like the franchise quarterback, they're like, all right, we're just pulling you out of the fire. All right, you go fucking go in there. We have no plans for you in the future.
Yeah, and then people argue like, well, backup quarterback's the best position in all of sports.
Punter is way better than backup quarterback, I would argue. Punters have no heat on them ever.
Yeah, unless the shitty punt.
Even if it's a shitty punt, like you're still just like pissed at the offense for fucking up. Like if it's blocked, it's not your fault.
Right.
But if it's a shitty punt, you're just like, all right, well, that's just our luck.
Right, yeah.
Like no one's ever pissed at the punter.
Oh, I've been pissed at punters before.
Really?
Oh yeah. I forget who, but there's a really bad Vikings punter a few years ago.
And you would get like actually pissed if you had a bad punt?
Yeah, I care a lot about punting.
Really?
I think it's very underrated. Yeah, it's obviously very underrated.
Yeah, I would agree.
It could definitely change a game.
Yeah. Change the game is tough.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I guess it did for that Niners-Packers game, but that was like a block.
Yeah, that was more special teams than punting.
Okay, yeah.
Because, yeah, that was just Packers special teams all around. It was just god-awful.
Yeah.
But Mike Cyphers, years ago against the Colts, he got like 5 punts within the 5-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And like he was MVP that game. Iowa, Penn State this last year, Iowa's punter was lights out. Every punt he had was inside the 15 pretty much. And there wasn't a lot of offense. So it was definitely a field position battle with that.
Okay.
Punting is important.
It is.
But yeah.
But I still think punters have the easiest job not easiest in terms of like physical, like I'm sure it actually is hard to be a great punter, but I think like in terms of like public pressure, I think punting is the easiest job.
Maybe holder.
No, holders, if they fuck up, that's so much pressure. If a holder fucks up, they're out of a job tomorrow. If a punter fucks up, they get at least another 2-3 weeks.
Fair enough. Yeah, if you
fuck up one hold, you're done.
Right, but that's also the punter.
It is most often. Yeah.
What are we? I don't even know what we're arguing.
I don't know. So the Bears this year. What also sucks for them is Robert Quinn did not show up to the mini camps at all. So he's holding out.
They're fucked up.
The Bears are fucked. I genuinely think the Bears are fucked. I think they're 4-13. I struggled to find any wins for them this year when I was going through. I think like play like the Falcons or something like that. I think that's where I found it.
Must watch TV on that one.
Yeah, that'll be a fucking Thursday night game for sure. Thursday night, week 7, I'm sure, something like that.
Yeah, like we said, that's your clean the apartment game.
That is a clean the apartment game. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Bears are fucked. They don't have any draft picks because they traded up to get Fields.
They
traded up to get Mack, and then they traded up to get Fields.
They had like the worst draft. Like their first pick was in the 2nd round, and they had like 3 or 4 7th round draft picks.
Yeah, they have no ammo. Who are they going to trade to get anyone?
I don't know.
What free agents are they going to trap?
That Khalil Mack trade was good for 1 week or 1 season. That was about it.
That one season they made the playoffs, but you could even argue it's just that for that first week.
For the first half of that first game.
Yeah, you could literally make the argument that that trade was only for that first half. But yeah, holy fuck. What a shit show the Bears are.
It's not.
They had that core. Yeah. They made the playoffs twice. Yeah.
Yep.
Made the playoffs twice. Should have won one of the games.
No, did they make it once? I think they made it once.
Was it just that 1 year with Nagy? I think it was, yeah.
They were great that year. They had a great defense. But then Nagy got exposed.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the fraud he is.
And then he just never trusted Trubisky again. And yeah, they've just drafted terribly. They went all in on that 1 year, and it just did not work out.
Poor bit. They got to hibernate this year.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see them doing anything exciting this year. Get them off prime time.
They won't though. They're Chicago.
I know they are a good market, and the Bears are cool when they're like good, but they're just never exciting to watch. The Bears are never like a fun team to watch,
except for 06
with Sexy Rexy.
Because that team was completely unpredictable, and they had a great defense.
Yeah.
Like that Monday night game against the Cardinals.
Yep.
The Danny Green game.
Yeah. May God bless his soul.
That was an epic game. Plus, they had Devin Hester.
Yeah. That Devin Hester is the most exciting Bears player ever.
No, I mean, yeah.
I always lean offense.
Well, special teams.
Walter Payton, I suppose.
Yeah, I was going to mention him, but you never saw him play.
That's probably good. Yeah, I did not. All right, so God bless you, Bears fans. This will probably be the last time we talk about you in the next calendar year.
Yeah, sorry, Bears.
But all right, and next, another just stunner. We got the New York Jets.
Jets. Sucks.
Yep, I have them going 4-13 as well.
They had a great draft. I really like their draft.
I think they have a good core, but I think that division got good quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think their problem is. They have a really tough schedule.
Right.
Like I think I could see them being a wild card team and could be surprised by that, but I just think their schedule is really tough, and I think that division's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have 3 playoff teams in that division.
Yeah, I can't see them winning more than 7 games this year. If they were in any other division, maybe, but I don't know. That's a little too stacked.
Yeah,
for them.
I still don't know how I feel about Zach Wilson. I realized I went through. He didn't throw a pick in his last 5 games, which is pretty impressive. He only had 1 turnover in his last 6, and then apparently this offseason he's added 13 pounds of muscle.
Ooh.
He's become a running threat. Apparently,
it's like Justin Herbert.
A little bit, yeah. They did what the Bears should have done, but the Bears really couldn't have done this because they had no picks. But they invested a lot in the offensive line and the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a young team. They have some promise. I still just think they're going to be a year or 2 away.
Yeah, they got Mims. They got Garrett Wilson.
I do like their coaching staff a lot too. I'm a big Robert Saleh guy.
He's got a nice bald head.
Yep, he does, which
Very
is always
shiny.
huge. They have LaFleur.
Yeah,
the other LaFleur boy.
LaFleur boy. Sauce.
Yeah, their DBs are good. Their run defense is abysmal though.
Right. Yeah, because they're a bad running game both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
like last place in both categories.
Yeah, it's really bad. The safeties, I think, their DBs just in general, I think, are pretty decent. I think Sauce, if he can live up to the hype, that'll be really nice for them to have, especially because, Diggs I guess they have Tyreek Hill now, but Diggs and Hill are the only really great receivers in that division.
That's true. Yeah.
So if he can neutralize that'll help them in a lot of those divisional games.
Yeah, it'd be like a Darrelle Revis 2.0.
Maybe Antonio Cromartie type situation.
Ooh.
I didn't realize they have the longest playoff drought in the whole league.
Really?
It doesn't feel like that long ago when Rex Ryan was leading that team to the AFC Championship. But yeah, 11 years they haven't made the playoffs.
And those Rex Ryan teams were great.
Those were 2 really fun years. Because they were always in the news too, because he's just guaranteeing Super Bowls left and right.
Yeah. And then I think that was around the lockout when there was no salary cap.
Yep.
So they got a bunch of free agents.
Yeah, they did a little bit of a dream team situation.
And it works pretty well.
Yeah, they had LaDainian Tomlinson.
I think they lost to the Colts and the Steelers.
Yeah, but they beat the Patriots those 2 years. I was a big fan of those Jets teams. I bought into the franchise pretty hard.
Yeah, he played great. And it's Antonio Holmes, Plaxico Burress.
Yeah, they literally they never drafted anyone. They just got free agents to come in.
But that's why their decline was sharp.
Yeah, exactly. It was that 1 year, and they just fell the fuck apart.
Mm-hmm. Fun team though.
Remember, there was a regular season game in Miami to end their playoff hopes that 3rd year, and there was just a huge meltdown on the sidelines and stuff like that. I remember that was probably the last time.
Rex Ryan.
Yeah, I think that was the last time a New York team has been super relevant.
Yeah,
but then that next offseason, he fixed it by going and signing Tebow.
Oh, great. That was a great move.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the biggest blue balls in all of sports history. They had First Take was at Jets training camp that offseason. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Yeah. The First Take set up camp in Jets training camp. And every single day they'd talk Tim Tebow. There was a leading story was when Tebow took his shirt off and ran in the rain.
I remember that. I've never seen that video.
And then he just never played Tebow ever.
Yeah.
You didn't have one snap at quarterback, I don't think.
Yeah, I just remember seeing him on that practice field and that was it. And those shitty practice uniforms.
Yep, they played him, I think, in the preseason once or twice, but in the regular season, just never played him.
I wouldn't either.
Oh, yeah, but why sign him? You knew he was going for attention. He knew exactly what he was doing.
And Rex likes that shit.
He does.
Yeah.
But I just remember thinking that this is just the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah, First Take.
Because they started that season, I think 0-3, and then Skip is just pounding the desk saying it's Tebow time, and then it just never was. Because then Rex they'd ask Rex is it Tebow time, and he'd be like, no, not yet. it never was.
Oh, he's still here. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
we should probably cut him.
Yeah, go sign Ryan Fitzpatrick or something like that.
Fitzmagic.
Yeah, rest in peace. He's
retired. Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he's dead now.
Dunza. I don't think he's dead, but he'll do something smarter with his life.
Harvard grad.
He's a Harvard
What
grad.
was his GPA, you think?
I bet really high. I gotta imagine, but I just assume everyone at Harvard's is really high. Does anyone go to Harvard and just kind of burn out?
I don't know.
I think if you make it to Harvard, you're a studious person.
Well, didn't Mark Zuckerberg go to Harvard?
Well, he dropped out.
Yeah, but probably didn't have a good GPA.
Probably not. I suppose probably the people who go there and just decide they want to be entrepreneurs probably have bad GPAs, but I don't think anyone goes to Harvard to party.
Yeah.
Like, I bet Harvard's pretty dead on a Thursday night.
Oh, I'm assuming. Everyone's studying.
Yeah.
And if you want to party, you have to join a frat and do weird shit.
Yeah,
to
you
get
get
into that
hazed.
frat.
You gotta get hazed.
Yeah. I always like those like Ivy League frats are like the weirdest.
Yes,
Like
definitely.
the weirdest hazing possible.
Yeah, because it's just weird. It's nerds who are like weirdly suppressed their entire life.
And it's just like weird history with it all. Like fucking, I don't know, George Bush was in that frat or like Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of pressure.
This is just what us Dartmouth boys do is they just
Yeah.
like spank each other.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that.
We've been doing this since, I don't know, we had wood teeth.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just nerds who finally have power for the first time in their life.
Yeah. Which good for them, but
Eh.
that frat scene's not for me.
Yeah, that's why I chose to not go to an Ivy League school myself.
Mine was Sigma, drink some more beers.
Yeah.
Sigma more beers.
Mine was need another beera. Fucking Christ. All right. So you have any
Easy to get into, hard to leave.
Yeah. Do you have any hope for the Jets this year at all? Or
I like their roster a lot. They beat the Bengals last year. So
They did.
And I think that's
like towards the end of the season too.
Oh, it's kind of mid-season, but yeah. That was before the Bengals got hot.
Yeah.
So maybe that was their thing. Yeah, I like their draft a lot. Breece Hall's good. Jeremy Ruckert, I think, is a very underrated tight end from Ohio State. And then another Garrett Wilson, also Ohio State.
Mhm.
So they got some big names, and I think Mims could break out at wide receiver. He could be a great fantasy sleeper wide receiver this year.
You think they can make some actual noise though, like a playoff run? Like get to the playoffs. I don't think anyone thinks
It would have to be Patriots or kind of what they were last year, maybe a little worse.
Yeah.
Dolphins have to shit the bed, and they have to get the wild card spot.
I think they'd have to win a lot of games by like controlling the clock.
Yeah,
Like win a lot of like 14-10 games.
and they're right now they're not good at running the ball.
Exactly.
So that's a huge problem.
A lot of people, but I was also just reading up on the Jets today, and I was reading like Jets blogs. So obviously take this with a grain of salt. But there is a kind of a lot of comparisons between them and the Bengals last year. Like a quarterback who got just beat up a shit ton, boosted the offensive line, got him some new weapons, got like some decent free agent signings. I don't know. It's a stretch. I think every shitty team is going to make that comparison now. Like, oh, if the Bengals can go from a top 5 pick to the Super Bowl, who says we can't?
Yeah, but a lot of things went well for the Bengals last year.
Yes, and I still don't think they were the best team in the AFC.
And they're in that New York media market,
Yeah.
which is also a big monkey wrench.
Big monkey wrench.
Especially the Jets.
No one's throwing fastballs at the Cincinnati press.
Exactly. Yeah, it's much smaller, easier to slip under the radar, be the underdog.
Yeah, I think this year is just about we're gonna see if Zach Wilson is that guy.
Do you think he will be that guy?
I don't know. Tony Romo said he thinks when Zach Wilson got drafted, Tony Romo said he thinks Zach Wilson will be a top 3 quarterback within 3 years. And I kind of do take Tony Romo's his like word with a good amount of weight.
Sure.
So I don't know. I don't think he'll be that guy. Plus the AFC is already so good at quarterback, but
Yeah, it's a crowded room.
I don't know. It kind of seems like something that would make sense. Like it's always the guy who are always like we write off. Because did anyone ever think Zach Wilson should have been the 2nd overall pick? I feel like we all kind of thought that was a bit of a goof.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's got a good arm.
He does.
Doesn't drink alcohol.
I did not know that.
Well, he went to BYU, I'm assuming.
Oh, so
I
he
don't
wasn't
know.
in the same frat as us.
No.
He wasn't in need another beer.
He's a milk drinker.
Oh yeah, I just love the memes of him like dressed like he's getting an interview at his dad's firm, stuff like that. Like his draft photos, or he's like him
Yeah.
with his suit.
Yeah, no swag.
Yeah, zero swag at all.
Does Kirk Cousins have more swag than Zach Wilson?
That's a great question.
Swag off.
Pull up a side by side of them if you can. I would say, and I can't talk shit. I look just fucking like Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that.
No, you can. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
good looking guy, I'd say. Oh boy, he can't be wearing a bandana.
I like the bandana.
I get why he's doing it.
It helps the swag.
I would
that's
do
for
the same
sure.
thing. All right, so that's Zach. Well, I would say Zach Wilson over Kirk Cousins just by looking at that.
The headband helps with the swag meter.
Yeah, but I also just think he looks like a dork doing it.
Yeah, he does.
Like that. What does that say? Any team, anytime?
Yep.
Oh
I
boy.
think that's when they played Coastal Carolina on COVID year.
He has a visor too. He has all the swag ingredients.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins would never wear a visor.
He should. So he's got all the swag ingredients. He just, I don't know. It's hard to take blonde men seriously.
Coming from a blonde guy.
Speaking as a blonde man with blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks like a High School Musical character.
Very baby face.
Yeah.
Huge
Maybe he'll
baby
come
face.
back this year with some scruff or something like that. I think that would help.
Mustache would look good.
Yeah. Maybe Movember he can take part in that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be sick.
Be good for him. But I think he'll be good. I don't know. I'd be lying to you if I said I watched any Jets football this last year.
I didn't really either.
I literally don't think I watched a single game.
I watched a few things. Not a full game, though. Sorry, Jets fans. I know you're listening.
Yeah, we're big in the New York market.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think 4-13, but I think it's a competitive 4-13. I just think they're
kind of like the Lions last year.
Yeah, I just think their schedule and their division is just too tough.
Yeah.
I just don't see where the wins are.
Yeah, they'll slip one here and there, and that's about it.
Yeah. So there's that. Last thing I wanted to talk about before we get into the Wayback Machine.
Fuck, I forgot about the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, you can load it up because I gotta set this up because this is a story that's near and dear to my heart right now. If anyone here knows me at all, they know I'm a big fan of Drake.
Oh yeah.
Drizzy, Six God, October's very own. And I would like to formally congratulate Drake because him and his team just won back-to-back championships in the Sanctuary Basketball League. His team is NTIG. I don't know what I think their team is nothing taken is given or something like that. NTIG. But his teammate hit the game-winning shot. Drake didn't have a great game personally, but he gave the quote, "I did what Kobe did in Game 7 against the Celtics.
Oh my God.
Shots not falling, you play fucking defense." So they won the game. They're popping champagne last night. They're celebrating, just having a good time. So I just wanted to ask you, how do you think this win affects Drake's legacy?
It's got to win about 5 more to be in the conversation for GOAT, but definitely a good start.
GOAT of the Sanctuary Basketball League.
Right. Yeah.
Again, being the league that he runs at his house that he is in charge of.
Yeah. Got it. I mean, one could be a fluke. So you got to
he's
win
2 now.
Oh, 2.
Yeah, this is back to back.
Won 4 more then.
He won last year too.
You got to win 4 more to be in the conversation at least.
It's just so precious to me that someone can organize their own basketball league and then win it back to back and then just celebrate with popping champagne. He had a press conference. They have all the media dress ups. They have people there filming.
So how many teams are in this thing?
I'm not entirely sure.
Could be just 2.
I hope that's not the case. I hope Drake's got more dignity than that. But I know it's 3-on-3. I know it's like a game to 11 type situation. Like it's not a shot clock thing.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. And he doesn't get, when you watch the film, he does not get D'd up on that hard.
Yeah,
defenders are very slack on him. And it's all made up of his friends.
Okay. Yeah.
Like there's no one there who's a stranger. It's all Drake's friends and they all have their own team. And Drake has won now twice in a row. So I think it's fair to say there's some chatter that
it's a dynasty.
I was going to say it's a Make-A-Wish type situation where they're letting him win so they can keep playing basketball at his house and keep getting invited over.
Would you show up to those games?
Today. I would be on a plane right now. If Drake sent me a DM, I would be there tonight. I'd be there yesterday. I would love to play in the Sanctuary Basketball League. The court's actually really nice.
I'm sure, yeah. It's not going to be some rec league court.
Yeah. In terms of his legacy, I do agree. Another win or two, and he's got to take over one of these games. He's like a Steph Curry situation. He's winning these games, but he's not taking over.
Right.
He needs to prove that he can be the guy and not just ride on the coattails of his teammates. But God, watching him celebrate is so much fun. Yeah. Watching Drake celebrate his wins is just so cute to me. Mm-hmm. Like when the Raptors won the championship.
Oh, yeah.
I need my chips with the dip.
Yeah.
And I think it's cute because he's living out his dream. I think we all know he wants to be a basketball player. Like with the way he talks about the Raptors, with the way he's like dressed up in the Kentucky warm-ups, shooting with Kentucky or watching film with the team. Like
watching film with them.
he has. There's videos of him watching film with the team, like dressed up as a Kentucky player. He's literally just like the little nephew you bring around and let him do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the amount of high fives that he's probably had to jump up to give like basketball players, astronomical.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for him. He's able to create his own little reality where he is able to win a basketball championship.
Would you do the same thing if you were that rich?
Yes, I think this inspired me to get that rich so that I can create my own little basketball league that I can win.
I mean, you still could. It would be definitely a much smaller scale.
Yeah, and I don't think people would let me win like in the scale. That
they probably they would amp it up though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they would go after me. I think
they try to hurt you.
Yeah, exactly. They'd be after I'd shoot a jump shot, they're just diving at my ankles.
Yeah.
I think Drake's scenario is they know, hey, if I foul this man, I'm not getting invited back.
They have to get J. Cole in there.
I think so, but J. Cole's actually still playing professionally.
Yeah, but if this whole professional thing doesn't work out, he's got to go to that league and show Drake up.
It sounds like he might have hit his last stop at this last one because he told the team, like, hey, I just want to let you know I appreciate all of you for letting me come out here.
Yeah.
Thanks for all that. So J. Cole might be going there.
That'd be great.
I think that would be a lot more entertaining if we just get all the rappers and just like musical artists to play. Because like Jack Harlow plays.
Well, I mean, Ice Cube has his Big 3 league.
Ice Cube plays. 2 Chainz plays. Like a lot of rappers are pretty good basketball players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was another one. Fucking, what's his name? Shit.
Ludacris?
No, old guy. I can't remember his name. But there was a rapper that used to play basketball professionally. I forget his name.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Sorry, I
Snoop
forgot.
Snoop played a little bit too. So I think that'd be more entertaining than watching Drake just beat up on his friends.
Yeah, have a hip hop league. I would love that.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. I wonder if after Drake won the championship, how many of like his opponents like congratulated him. Or just like told him, hey, good job, great job, man. You did it.
You got us this year, but next year.
Literally, they're all lifting him on his shoulders, like Drake.
You the man, Drake.
Oh, God bless him, though. I hope he's woke up today feeling like a champion.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he did.
Hangover from the champagne.
Oh, yeah. He was pounding it. In the videos, he's literally just like slugging bottles of champagne.
He's definitely got a tummy ache today.
Yeah. His son was there to watch him, too. Like one of the pictures in the carousel he posted, the last one was like him and his son holding the trophy together.
Oh, he bought that trophy.
he financed the whole damn thing.
Oh.
He went out, probably got it carved. He's like, all right, set this aside. He's ordering pizza for everyone afterwards.
He's just paying for all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Of course he's going to fucking win. The second he loses, he's fucking telling them all to go home.
All right, I'll get the fuck out of here. Yeah,
exactly.
That's embarrassing buying your own trophy.
Yeah. He's like, I won last year. I'm hoping I get to keep it at my house this year. I would just love if there's a situation where someone takes a lead on him and Drake just takes the ball and walks out of the court.
Goes to his basement.
Yeah, he's like, no, we're not playing anymore. I'm going to go like music.
Yeah, this is lame. I hate this. Whatever.
I don't even like basketball. Get out.
Yeah, get out. He just goes to his basement and just
slams the door. They have to all go knock on the door. Drake, we're sorry.
Or like when he slams the door, he goes belly first on his bed and just like puts his pillow on his face.
He sits down by the door and plays with that little like.
Yeah, this is stupid.
His mom comes in like, Drake, you can't be a sore loser. You gotta go congratulate your friends.
I don't care.
I don't care. They're being mean. They're not even supposed to be here. It's a school night.
Yeah, they're being douchebags.
Drake, what do we say about that type of language?
Who cares?
So I don't care. I'm worth 25 mil. I'm October's very own. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, I run the 6.
I'm the 6 god.
I'm the 6 god. I don't like basketball.
I made one dance. They can't even say anything about me. I know where that hotline bling.
Yeah.
So, yeah. God bless Drake. Hope he woke up feeling like a champion.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Should we go running through the 6 of our own?
Oh, yeah.
Wayback Machine.
All right. So.
What date did you pick?
I picked.
Today.
June 16th, 2016.
So it was a little 6. All right. What do we got?
Ravens release Eugene Monroe.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. That was a huge story.
McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy, 0 issue with Packers going for 2 points after touchdowns. I think this was after the Seahawks game.
No.
2016?
Nope.
This was Maybe
years
after Rodgers
that.
broke his collarbone or something like that.
Yeah.
Panthers GMs, I'd like to think agents know they can't scare me. Slow news day.
I mean, yeah, this is the
Dead off season.
Greg Rosenthal also has some nice sideburns.
He does.
In his
Jesus.
picture.
Top 100. Ooh, Andy Dalton made his first appearance in the top 100.
That goes his first and last.
At number 35?
That's really good.
Was he good that year? Was he like in the MVP discussion for a little bit that year?
There were some rumblings about it, but like that was AJ Green's like best year too.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Zimmer, blunt and beloved.
Beloved.
Panthers keep pounding. Who was the Super Bowl?
So this
2016.
year, so this would have been the offseason, like
after Broncos,
yep,
Panthers.
Broncos,
Yep.
So it would have been that era.
Okay.
Pete Carroll, all but impossible for Nate Robinson to make NFL.
Yeah, and he took that to heart and went and got his ass knocked out by Jake Paul.
That's a good one.
Notre Dame wide receiver Corey Robinson giving up football. Don't know who that is.
Well, he's the reason he gave it up.
Carlos Williams describes his weight gain, injury, or pregnancy. What is that?
Let's click on it. It takes forever to load though.
That's okay. We can stall. Those are nice sideburns by Greg Rosenthal.
Mm-hmm. His eyes
were those in style in 2016?
I don't think so. I think there's a reason why he took them off sooner rather than later.
He was trying something.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills running back Carlos Williams reported to minicamp overweight this week. I love how that's a thing in sports too. Like, imagine if we just showed up to work like overweight one day and like it just gets reported out to the world. That's such a unique thing with sports.
I think we should weigh ourselves every day.
We should.
Accountability. Actually,
though, reported to minicamp overweight this week, prompting the team to hold him out of practices. This type of that's got to be so embarrassing.
That's counterproductive.
Yeah, exactly. That is counterproductive.
Yeah.
You want him to lose weight, get him out there running. This type of situation is not particularly uncommon this type of year. Some players report in better condition than others, but Williams' explanation for why he had gained weight was as original as it gets. When asked what injury has held him back, he replied, "The injury of pregnancy, I'd say. Nothing really, just pretty much just trying to make sure pregnancy went well for my fiance. But since that's over with, she knows what time it is. It's football time again," Williams explained, according to ESPN.com. So getting back in football shape and getting ready for training camp.
So he gained weight because his wife was pregnant?
I'm sure she was just eating like whatever cravings and he just wanted to help out, like be supportive.
If she's on a diet, I'm on a diet type thing.
Yeah, that is a classic July 16 or June 16 story in the NFL. Meanwhile, Jalen Ramsey there saying, "I will definitely be ready for camp."
Opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that. I guess that does make sense. If your significant other's pregnant.
I think it's just a support thing. Like you're just like eat because they're probably like craving like cake or fried chicken. I've never like dated a pregnant woman.
I haven't either.
So I wouldn't know, but I'm guessing it's just one of those things.
And it's always like weird combos too. It'd be like pickles and ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to be the guy who's just like super like working out all the time while she's like
then it makes her feel
big and
bad.
Insecure and stuff like
That's
that.
true.
I'm guessing you're spending a lot of time just on the couch hanging out. So good for you, Carlos Williams.
Yeah.
Fuck whoever reported this story.
Dan
Hansis.
He has little sideburns too.
Does he? I think these are just when NFL.com took their pictures, like back in like 2003 or something like
and they
that.
just kept it forever.
I think so, because I bet even if you looked right now, it'd be a lot. Also, that website looks really old for 2016.
I know, right? That's kind of what I thought too. They need to update.
Yeah, let's find one more story here. Go down a little bit. Your videos. Todd Gurley's the man. God, what happened to Todd Gurley? That's one of the sadder stories out there. Green awkwardly. Ohio State's NFL Mount Rushmore.
Read.
Yeah, we better check that one out.
Read.
Let's predict it right now. So this is 2016. So like right now it'd be Joe Burrow, which I hate that Ohio State claims Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
That annoys me so much.
I feel the same way. It is a little shitty.
All right, so God, 2016, Michael Thomas wasn't even big yet.
Is it like current players or like anybody?
I would guess anybody.
Maybe Chris Carter.
Chris Carter probably. Yeah.
There's a lot we're missing.
Zeke maybe.
Zeke could be up there.
Because Zeke was a rookie, I think, this year. Orlando Pace, Paul Warfield, Chris Carter, and Jim Parker. I know two of those names.
Paul Warfield was a receiver back in the 70s.
Okay.
Jim Parker, I don't know. I think he was an offensive lineman.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
A little bit, yeah. We'll have to start going into the regular season for the way back machine.
Yeah, I think we do.
Especially when we get into July here. July might be a little ugly.
I didn't have talking about Carlos Williams on my Goose Egg
bingo card. No, I don't think any of the fans did. If you did, let us know.
I kind of hate that phrase. I used
bingo,
to say that.
yeah, that's a rough one. It's just been so. I think 2020 ruined that one.
Yeah,
I didn't have fucking I don't even have an example.
I didn't have a Beirut exploding on my bingo card or wherever.
Yeah, my 2020 bingo card. It just Twitter's ability to pound a joke into the cement is unmatched.
Yeah, because we never do that.
No, God, no. Everything we say is original, beautiful, and unique. You got anything else to say before we wrap it up?
Enjoy the finals.
Oh, yeah.
Stay inside.
Stay inside.
It's going to be hot this weekend.
It's going to be really hot. I'm not looking forward to it. Well, does spring exist anymore?
Oh, we had spring.
I don't think we did.
Well,
it just feels like it went from 40 to 90.
That's kind of how spring works.
I know,
here.
but give us a little bit.
Here, there's 2 seasons in North Dakota: winter and road construction.
There it is, everyone. All right, have a great weekend. I'm predicting Warriors in 7. Jerrod's thinking Warriors in 6.
I'm thinking Drake's MVP.
I'm thinking Drake somehow wins MVP. We'll come on back. We'll do our whole preview of Drake's next season, which I'm sure starts whenever school gets out for him in Canada. So we'll let you know when that gets going. But have a good one.
See ya.